Good morning, everyone. My name is Laura Stranks and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Thanks for joining me this morning. Just a couple of things. I'm going to show you how to make this cute little Easter basket, seeing it's coming on Easter shortly, just in a few weeks' time. We'll get to that in a minute. Just a couple of things before I start. I've got a Facebook page called Cards by Laura. You can have a follow along in that page and have a look at what I've done over the years. It's just cards that I do at my classes, live videos and workshops here at home. I've got a large Facebook group called Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials. A lot of you could already be members in that group. If you wish to join this group, which is where all the PDFs for my YouTube videos and my live videos are stored in the Files tab in that group, you will need to answer two questions. One is why you wish to join the group, and the other is that you agree to the rules. If you don't see the questions on the device that you're on when you go to join, or you request to join, try going to a different device, either your laptop or PC. If you're on your phone, you will get a notification back that you haven't answered the questions if you don't do that. So, and also my YouTube channel, if you're watching for the first time today, it's called Creative Gems. And if you've been watching before and you've already subscribed, welcome back. If you wish to subscribe, just hit the little subscribe button, and in there you will see another little bell. If you hit on that as well, it will notify you every time my videos are there to watch. I do record my videos for convenience sake, so but if you do comment on the video that I'm doing, I will reply to your comments as well. So with all that aside, we shall get going. This should be a really quick video today. This is just a little Easter basket that I picked up from another. It was done years and years ago. It's only made out of DSP, except the handle I have done with cardstock and DSP, and I've chosen a different paper for the next one. And as I usually do, I've got all my measurements here for you. You can either take a screenshot of this, or the measurements will be in the description box of the video today. And also the PDF will be in that Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials group, in the Files tab in that group. So you can hop in there and get the full instructions. I do have photos and stuff in the PDF that show you how to assemble all these side little pieces here. It's not difficult to do. So we shall get started. There's only a few pieces, and it's basically 2 sheets of 6x6 DSP. One of them you'll cut down into smaller pieces. So I've chosen this. It's one of the in colours from the current catalogue. That's Summer Splash, that colour. This one here is the bright and beautiful 6x6 pack that I've chosen on that. And I like it that you've got another coordinating pattern inside. This one here that I'm doing now, I'm going to flip the colours around for the lid. We'll get to that in a minute. So my base, as I mentioned, it's just 1 sheet of 6x6 as is. The lid is a piece of DSP as well, and I'm going to use the reverse side for the lid. It measures 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. And then the handle, which I've already adhered these two together, I've just chosen a strip of white cardstock, basic white. It's 6 inches by 3/4 of an inch, and then the DSP on top is 6 inches by 1/2 inch, and I've adhered those two together. We'll curl that in a minute. And then you do need 2 little circles of the DSP. I'll use that side for that because it'll be down on that pattern. They're 1 inch circles, so you can just pop them out of your 1 inch circle punch. And then you had a few scraps left. They're the scraps left over out of that. So it's just 2 pieces of 6x6 basically. Scrap cardstock for your greeting, which I've got a greeting there. I'll go to that in a minute. You will need a stapler and a pencil and a ruler as well. So if you want to take the screenshot of that, but you can find the PDF in the files tab in my Laura's Craft Room tips and tutorials, or the measurements are in the description box today. So we'll put that aside, and I'll just bring my other piece across, and you'll need your 6x6 first, the full sheet of 6x6, and we're going to score, and I'll go this from my measurements here. Score with your left edge here on 1 7/8, which is the 2 strokes before the 2. Now, because it's DSP, you don't want to press too hard on your scorer because it will tear. Then move it across to 4 1/8, which is 2 strokes past the 4 on your, if you've got a Stampin' Up trimmer. So that's those two. Rotate at 90 degrees and score at 1 7/8. So it's basically the same. And 4 1/8, which is there. And that's all of that. Now, while it's still here, where am I? I've missed a bit there. Fold and burnish. We're going to fold and burnish first. I'll just put that to the side for a minute. We'll fold and burnish these. We're going to do some more scoring and a little bit of cutting. So just burnish all of those so you can see them. And I'm going to do some extra pencil lines that we can rub out later. I'm going to put some pencil marks so we can see. Where did I put my ruler? Up here. And a pencil. I can't see where I put my ruler. Not up there. I just had it a minute ago. We'll get our bigger ruler out. Might be better anyway. Not sure where I put my little metal ruler. So, the markings that you do want to see, and I'm going to use this side because that's the side I'm having outwards. That score line along there, which you can barely see, like so. I'm going to bend that up so I can see the score line, and from this score line to that score line, I'm just going to put a pencil mark so I can see it. And the same on this side, just in the center there. Bend that up, we can see it better. And this one comes from, it doesn't matter if it goes over, but it's the center mainly that you want. So just do a couple of pencil marks on the score line there. Now we'll go this way. Actually, I will rule that right across because I'll explain why in a minute. So right across there and right across there. It's just a guide. If you can see your score lines on your paper, you probably wouldn't need to do that. But I struggle to see the score lines. So with this way, the left edge on 5/8 of an inch, so that's there. We're going to score from the outside edge down to that pencil line, which is the score line. Lift your scoring blade up and go from this pencil line or score line down to the bottom. So we'll do that on the first one. I'll just lift that up a bit and we'll get this. I'm going to go upwards because I find it easier to line up that on that score line there and score up. Then if you just lift your blade a little bit, come down to this second score line or pencil line and go down. That was with it on the 5/8 of an inch. And then we're going to move it across, where am I, to 1 1/4. 1 1/4, which is there, keeping it nice and straight. And we're going to do the same. Keep the cutting blade out of the road. And we're going to go from that pencil line, score line, up. And from this pencil line down here, down. I can see the pencil lines much better than I could the score lines. So that's on that side. Then we'll move across to 4 3/4 which is over here. You could rotate it and do the same, those two same measurements again, but I prefer it this way, 4 3/4, and do the same again. So we're going from that score line, pencil line, up and then down here and down. Then move it across to 5 3/8 and do the same. Excuse my head if it's in the road. I don't think it is. I'm standing up. So up there, bring it down to the bottom and go down. Then you can rub out your pencil lines. But first, before you rub them out, so we'll just leave those score lines. We're going to cut on those in a minute. Now, the DSP, move it to 3 inches over here on this left edge and put a pencil mark there in the track at 3 inches. That's halfway, and 3 inches there. And this is where we need to rule some more lines, and we will use our ruler. So we're going from that pencil mark that we just did to this score line here. I shall mark that there with a cross just there on these score lines. And that one down there and that one there. And we can rub all of these out when we're done. It's just a little guide so it's easier to see. So we're going to mark from that pencil, that little tick mark at the top, over to this crossover piece of the score line here, that way, and the same this way, from the crossover there up to the pencil mark at the top. So down there, and then rotate it around and do the same on the other end. So we're going from there up to the pencil mark at the top. Whoops, that went a bit wrong there. We shall rub that one out when I find my rubber. Here it is here. That was a wee bit crooked. We're going to cut on these lines anyway. I'll just put that 3-inch mark in again. So I did rub it out. 3 inch there. I didn't quite get that. We'll do that cross one there again. Now it's easy to see. So in there and up to there, where the crossover piece is, down to there, that's better. And from that there to the cross little section here where the two score lines cross each other. There, like so. Now we're going to cut, we're going to remove these two triangles. You want to leave this point piece here. So we're going to cut up that score line on that side to the cross score line and then take that section out. So you're pretty much removing a, I don't know what you'd call that shape. It's sort of a triangle. And then the same on this side, you're creating a point. So we're going to go up there and remove that section there. Don't worry if it's not perfectly straight because it's going to get covered anyway. So we'll do the same on this bottom end, up here to the crossover and remove that. It's relatively easy to do. I haven't chosen the best paper to use for the pattern. I think the other one that I did for the sample was easier to see. This one's quite a bit busy. So you'll end up with that. Those little bits can go scrap bin. Now, these score lines that we had here in all of these four corners, you need to cut up each of those to that first score line. So one up there, each corner you're just cutting up to the score line, and then whatever pencil lines we can see that are left, we will rub them out. Try and keep it on the score line cutting. I don't think you'd do these on the trimmer, that it's a bit a bit tiny to get it straight. It's easy enough to cut with your snips. So we've got it looking like that now. So all of these are, there's 3 little tabs in each corner. Now I'm going to rub out all my pencil marks, and hopefully I won't rip the paper. We could have done it on the back side and then I wouldn't have had to worry, although you'd see the pencil marks inside. Take all of those off. If you've got a paper, I think if you used a dark one, be careful, Laura, don't rip it. If you've got a dark, you would need some sort of white pencil or white marker to mark your lines. Still see a bit of a one there. Now I'm going to use this pattern as my outside. So it all goes like so. We're going to burnish these again up this way and up that way. Now it's not a tricky bit, but it's you've just got to watch what you're doing. We're going to fold that in. We can fold that backwards for now. So actually no, I was using this side originally because I've got the handle for that. So this is my outside. Forget what I just said, because I've got this as my outside. I'm going to use this as my little lid pieces on the top. So we want it this way. I'm going to go back this way. It doesn't matter that you've folded it the other way to start, it'll go back the other way. And in with this one. So I probably didn't need, I've got a little tiny bit hanging there, which we can snip off. You probably wouldn't have noticed the pencil marks in there, but they're gone now anyway. Keep getting a bit rough here. So now what you need to do, so you've got your points facing up and down, take these 2 outside pieces and you're going to bring them up like so. Keep that on the outside. We'll go from this way. And then you're going to take the next 2, one on top of the other. So I've gone from the left side to the right side. I'll put the right side on top so we get some sort of system here. And then the next one, you're going to go the left side one, and then the right side one. Actually, we'll go from this way because then you can see the pattern. I'll start that again. We'll go to the back. So you've got the left one here. We'll go the right side one on top. And then we'll go to the second little tab and put the left side on first. Trying to keep them even at the top here, and then the right one on top of that, and then the left one at the bottom here on top of that, and then the right one. That was the left one, sorry, I think I said right. And then they all end up together in the center. So just play around with it here so you get nice even cut lines on each side. This is where you'll need your stapler and all of that. This pointed piece here will go on top. It does poke over a little bit, but that will get covered. So you put the pointy triangle piece over the top of all those that you've just flapped inwards, and then put your staple in there like so and hold it together. And there's the pattern you can see on there. Then you can do the same on the other side. We'll bring that tab backwards. So we're going left with the right over the top, left, and then the right over the top. Doesn't matter what sequence you do, so long as it's pretty much even. Left, and then right over the top, like so. Just getting all those nice and even before I staple it. They look pretty even, and then this pointed one will come up, and it does come up a bit of a point there, but that's fine. That's what will happen. And then we'll get the stapler again. Keep it fairly close to the top so that it's holding everything. And that's your base part of your little basket. Now next we're going to do the lid, and I'll show you how we're scoring this. I'll just move my instructions. As you can see, I've got little photos here on each of the on the DSP, on the lid and the base part there. All of that will be on the PDF showing you how to do it. And now we've got the lid. I need our trimmer again with the short side, which is the 3, and I'm going to use the top side of this for the lid, with the 3 1/4. That's the short side at the top, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch, which is there. Score, don't cut, and then 2 3/4 inches, which is over there, and then rotate it 90 degrees, and with the long side at the top, score at 1 3/4, which is there, and 2 inches, which is there. And that's all we need the trimmer for. So we'll fold and burnish those score lines so we can see them a little bit. I'm pretty sure I won't need pencil marks on this one. And then we've got the tabs edges down the side here, but we're going to remove some of that. So you've got this little, I think it's about 1/8 of an inch, well, it might be 1/4 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch in the centre there. That's the hinge bit in the middle of your lid. So we're going to remove, if I can see my score lines, these 4 outside rectangles. Just making sure I go to the score line only. I can see the score line here, and that's the score line there. If we flip that back, we can see it. And then take that piece out, go to the other side of that little centre piece and remove that side, like so. So you're left with a little tab there. And then the same on this side, and remove that. Go across to there and remove that section. So you've got 4 little triangles there to take off, and try and take the score line off as well. I think I missed the last little bit there. I'll just go back up that a little bit, make it a little bit neater than what it was. So those little bits are scrap, so you'll end up with that. And there we can see on this side I've still got the score line a little bit there. Just going to tidy that up a little bit. You will see that otherwise if you don't remove the score line. So I'm using this as the top side of my lid. This we're going to put some, did I suggest, I can't remember what I suggested. I did use glue the first time. Oh, glue dots, that was it. Let's get my glue dots. Because they're so small, if I use tear and tape or red tape, the one I've got is a little bit wide for that. Just looking for my pick tool. Here we go. And glue, you've got to hold on to it for a little while. Now they're going to go on the inside of this, so you want whichever pattern you've chosen to face upwards, put the glue dots on that side. And I'm just going to put a couple across there. Glue dots are really strong to hold things. They're good for ribbon, holding ribbon. So I've just put 2 little glue dots on each of the tabs. You could probably put a 3rd one if you want, but I think 2 will be enough. Just on there. And you won't have to wait for it to set, But that's how strong they are. They had my fingers stuck. So we're going to pop them inside here. So get them pretty much in the centre. If you line up the sides here, you've got a little bit of an overhang on each. So it's in the centre there and over the top of that staple and down level with the top of the top of the basket. Push that down, and the same on this side, goes to the inside and pop it in there. You can lift these up and get your hand in under there to pop it down like so. And that's the little lid. So I've got a contrasting pattern on that. And then your handle, after you've adhered the two pieces together, we're going to just give it a bit of a curl. So all you do is run your bone folder across the back of it like so. I'm sure everyone knows how to curl cardstock. And this is going on the outside. And I'm going to use tear and tape on this, or red tape actually, because I'm finding lately tear and tape's not that strong. So we'll get this, find the end, which is there, and I'm just going to put a strip on each end on the underside, because this is going on the outside of the box, of the basket I should say. And then the two little dots, the little 1-inch circles, are going to go over the top of all this to cover it all. You could decorate the back. I'm only putting a greeting on the front. So just put a strip of the red tape on both ends of that, and take the backing off those. The red tape is quite strong, I find. You don't want the handle coming off. Cute little Easter basket. So this is just going to centre over the top. I've gone down about 1/2 inch on that. You can put your finger in under the underside and stick it down, and the same on this side, about 1/2 inch. Give it a good press. I got the, wonder what it was. It's the backing off the red tape. Those little, I think I snipped them off on the first one I did, so I'm going to snip those off as well, because they are sticking up above it. Looks a little bit messy. So take those two little pointy pieces off that, and that's the lid of your basket. You could leave the lid off and just have the basket by itself if you want a little bit more open, that you can pop things in to bulge up. But that's that. And then these, I'm going to use my liquid glue on these with my silicone mat so I don't make a mess all over my workspace. I'm going to have the pattern of the bottom part facing outwards, and they're just going to go over the top of all of that. It makes a nice little detail to cover up the bottom pieces. You could probably, you can't put the handle inside, it's got to go on the outside because the lid's in the road. I was thinking maybe put the handle on the inside, but that looks quite nice, covers up that that there. And the same with this one. You could cut out a little Easter bunny. I don't have much Easter stuff here. I didn't go into Easter stuff this year, so but I'm sure if you've got paper that just put those level with the top of the basket there. If you've got little Easter bunnies or a stamp with an Easter bunny that you could cut out and put that on the side. I did happen to find one Easter stamp that I've got, which I've used. I did use the Everyday Details where I put this. I've used this die out of here, which is the smallest one out of the Everyday Details, that one there. And then I did cut, these are out of the Stylish Shapes dies. I cut one of those and I cut it down the middle and just spread it at the back of that. So it was a fraction wider, so I just took a little trim off the edges so it ended up the same width all the way across. That's the stamp, the dies I used. This is the greeting that I used, Easter Blessings. It's in the Daffodil Daydream. I think that's retired now, but any greeting would do. On this one I just did Just For You, because I didn't find the other Easter one until after I'd made this one. But Just For You is quite nice, even for an adult, for a little basket. And I've already put my dimensionals on the back, and I've got some embellishments to put on as well. So I'll just take the backs off those. I'll just use my pick tool so I can get the backs off. Like so. And this doesn't matter which side we put it on. I'm just going to put it in the center here. And it doesn't even matter if it overhangs a little bit, because it's not going in an envelope or anything. And that's my little Easter basket. And then I've got some embellishments here I'm going to put on the greeting. These are the 24-26 in colour shimmer gems. And that colour is Summer Splash. So I'm just going to use a couple of these on the greeting. Oops, went a bit crooked. Hold it steady, Laura. One there and one at this end, like so. The good thing about it, you can pop your fingers in underneath to secure everything. Might put a couple more on that just to bling it up. I'll put some out here. There we go. Oh, I did have a piece of ribbon I was going to tie, and I might put it on the back side here, because we've got the greeting at the front and I don't want it overhanging. This is the ribbon out of the same, the in colour ribbon, Summer Splash, and I think it's about 12 inches long from memory. I wrote on my instructions. I don't know whether I did put the... no, I didn't. I think it's about 12 inches long, or whatever it takes to tie a little bow. I'm going to put it down low if I can get it there, and we shall try and tie a bow on camera where we don't muck it up. In there and round. I should have done it upside down, because then it's the right way up. And actually I will do it upside down. If you want a bow to be the right way up, you turn your thing upside down. Make 2 bunny ears and flip it through. It's not the best of ribbons to use. Oh, not too bad. It's because it's only made out of paper, it's not super strong, but it'll be strong enough for a few little eggs. I'll just trim the edges off that. That will do. That just sort of decorates the back a little bit. And that's the front. I didn't put any ribbon on this one. And that's it. Hope you like that. Cute little basket. Have a go, and if you are in my group and you do decide to make one, put it up in my group, post it up there so we can see your creations. But I hope you have a go. It's not too difficult to do. Thanks for watching, and I shall catch you all again next Monday morning at 9 AM. Have a lovely week. Bye for now.